Hi guys, how are you all doing? And today I just wanted to share with artist managers. If you're an artist manager, you're a band manager, you're a production manager, you're a live sound engineer, this is for you. So how do you create a great, or what should be in your technical rider, or what's the technical rider? Alright, so in the world of live event and production, and a technical rider is more like a contract or an MOU between an artist and the concert promoter or concert producer or an event organizer. If you are, like, let's say I'm an artist now, this is like a detailed document that contains your requirements, your technical requirements, everything you need to ensure that you get a proper show done, right? Let's say you've been invited to come and perform at a particular concert, or to headline a particular concert, or to do something, or like to just perform at a particular event. This is like a detailed document you send to the event production manager or the event concert producer, like to ensure that you guys are on the same page on your technical requirements and all the other things that you would be needing for the show. All right, so what are the things you need in your technical rider? I've seen a lot of technical riders that are just bougie, like, and you're like, oh, what's this? So if you have such kind of technical riders and you don't have all of these details in it, I think it's time for you to revisit your technical rider and get one done. The first thing is to introduce your band. All right, what's the overview of your band? That's like an overall description, like the name of your band members, what each of them play, their requirements, their mic requirements, and that kind of stuff. So you can see a sample below. Then second thing you need on your technical rider is an equipment list. Yes, so equipment or backline, that's what it's been called. So that's to show like what kind of guitars do you guys play, what kind of mics do you use, what kind of keyboard do you require, what kind of drum set do you require, what are the requirements and all. This is supposed to be prepared by either your live sound engineer or your production manager or your band manager. Most times one person doubles as the three. Like your band manager can be your technical director and also be your live sound engineer. But if you have the money, it's best to separate these three people so you can have them to be as productive as possible. The next thing on your technical rider should be your stage layout. Okay, so what's the best positioning that works for your band members and for your team? So I've actually included a sample of a stage layout here, so you can actually just check this out. But what works best for your team sometimes is your drummer in the center, is your main keyboardist on the right or on the left, or do you have somebody who is like the main keyboardist or the band director who is supposed to be on the left to see everybody on the stage and be able to communicate properly with the band members? What's the best layout that works for your team? It's more like a visual layout, so you have to find somebody who can help you design a 2D layout of your stage. Okay, the next thing you'll be needing is your Impute patch list. So this is like a detailed channel listing for your team. So this is supposed to be prepared by your live sound engineer, definitely. So you can get your live sound engineer to watch this video and see how to create stuff like this. So this is like a detailed channel list of each of your band members, what they need, the requirements, where each equipment is going to be patched to on the mixing board or on the stage box. Definitely all those details have to be written out properly. Next, you need your monitoring requirement. What is your monitor placement? Okay, how do you want your monitors to be placed? How many monitors do you need? How many wedges do you need? Are you going to be using in-ear monitor, or you're going to be using wedges? Whatever works for your team should be written detailed on the technical rider. And because you have a stage layout, the stage layout will definitely show where your monitor positioning will be. Okay, next thing, which is very, very important, is to have an accommodation or food requirements. If any of your team members has an allergy to something, make sure to put it in the details so that the concert producer or the person organizing the concert or the person who invited you has these details already, and they can make the proper food requirements for your team. Are you going to be staying over? Are you going to be coming a day before? How do you want your accommodation to be? Are you guys going to be two? Do you prefer to be two in a room, or you prefer that all your band members are together? How do you want this to be? So you have to make a detailed description of what your requirements are. This can be discussed with yourself and your artist manager, but it has to be included in your technical rider. So the next one, you have to include any other special needs that you might be needing. Then your sound check needs. How many hours do you need for your sound check? Are you going to be needing 30 minutes? It's 30 minutes okay? Is an hour okay? But standard sound check times most of the time are 30 minutes to about 45 minutes or 1 hour at the most. So do you have like a band director who is going to want to talk to the sound engineer on set? Instructions that you need, specific instructions that are pertaining to each of your team, what they need, what they require, kinds of cables that you'll be coming with that you would require. So all those details have to be in your technical rider. Then again, what are your sound engineer's requirements? Are you going to be coming with a sound engineer, or are you okay with working with any sound engineer they have on set? If you have a sound engineer, your engineer has to be able to provide the PA requirements. What kind of PA systems would you like for your FOH, and also what kind of mixing board would you prefer if it can be made available? Then also, this is very important, on each page of the technical rider there has to be contact information, because these pages are going to go to different people. Now we are not going to give your accommodation needs or your food requirement needs to the live sound engineer. It doesn't need that on set, so that's going to probably go to the production assistant or to the artist manager or to whoever is going to be using that. Okay, on each of these pages, who is the person to contact for anything, for any clarifications, who is the band director, who is the artist manager. These are the people that are supposed to contact people, the major contact people in your team that's supposed to be on that list. So as an artist or as a band, you need to have the contact list of your production manager or your live sound engineer or your band manager. So yeah, I think that's all you need to have in your technical rider. It doesn't have to be too long or too much words. It becomes more like the regular contracts that nobody reads. So make it as practical and as detailed as possible, and something that somebody else can understand, and ensure that there's a contact person that can be reached. Remember that a technical rider is not a rigid document, so it's negotiable, because you have to be able to work with the other team to ensure that you find like a balance between what they have and what you require and how you can make it work. Except you are the headliner of the show and it is your show, you can't make too much requirements. If you're just going to be performing for like 10-15 minutes, you might need to dial down some of things or some of your requirements and ensure that you include it in the rider, that these are subject to negotiations depending on what they have. So the concert producer would actually reach out to the sound engineer or the production manager to be able to work out details of what they can provide, and you guys can work details and then ensure that you have a proper show agreement. So without this, that's why you see a lot of people go into shows and you can't expect me, you come into a show a day before, you can't expect me to provide all the things you need because you didn't send me a technical rider. So it doesn't work that way. If you really want to ensure that you have a seamless performance and also a good sound check, ensure that whenever you are being invited to a show, you send out, not just send out how much you're going to be getting or how much your performance is going to cost. You have to also ensure that you're sending a technical rider that would ensure that it can work details of the things that you'll be needing out. So if you would like me to walk you through technical riders, how to create one, you can actually reach out to me. You can sign up for a coaching session, which is strictly online. You can work the details out, or if you just want a sample that you can edit, it's just 1,500 naira. So and you can hit me in my DM and I would send it to you. Okay, so if you have any more questions, reach out to me and I would be here to answer the questions. So, and then again, for life sound engineers, I have a course that is coming up. Please register for this course because I would be as detailed as possible. Check the link in my bio to see what you get by registering for this course. Okay, so this is the time for you to learn and get things done. So let's do this, guys. Let's see ya.